What it is, what it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Said It. AshSaidIt.com, AshSaidIt.com. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily Podcast Show. I appreciate you guys for all of your love and support. I appreciate that so very much. Over 1,000 episodes, 500,000 streams around the globe. It wouldn't be possible without you guys, so I thank you so very much. If you haven't gotten your tickets to Girls Night Out, I don't know what you're doing. All right, we are screening the Ocean's 8 movie right here in Marietta, GA at the Studio Movie Grill. You get to see the movie, you get dinner for the night, and you leave with a swag bag full of all kinds of goodies from our vendors. You just don't want to miss it, all right? If you want to get those tickets, we've got a handful of tickets left. Jump onto AshSaidIt.com, grab those tickets up, and join us on June the 7th. Today, we are joined by founder and CEO of Mamavation.com and the author of Green Enough, the beautiful Leah. Leah, how are you?
Hey, girl. Thanks for having me on. I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. All right, Leah. So let the audience know, where are you from? Where do you represent?
I'm Los Angeles, but I'm technically not in, LA. I'm out in the outskirts by where they have, strawberry fields and farmlands and open space and stuff like that. So not in the concrete jungle, so to speak, but in a lovely part of Los Angeles.
So do you pick your own strawberries, Leah?
I do. Well, okay, yes and no. There's an organic farm that's down the way from us, but it's a little bit of a trek. So when I do that, I go. But most of the strawberry farms around here are just conventional strawberry farms, and I will say they're the biggest, humongous, most sweetest strawberries you've ever seen. So I'm sure they sell these strawberries in Japan for $5 a piece or something like that. And that's what you get in this area. But if I'm going to pick them on myself, I'm going to that organic strawberry farm because strawberries are top of the dirty dozen. And so they've got some of the nastiest chemicals in them as any other fruit and vegetable. That's 2 years in a row. Yeah. So it's kind of oh, yummy, but what?
Yeah. Where did you get those?
Well, it's you think strawberries are so good for you, but some of the chemicals that are in them are linked to obesity. So it's there's no calories in strawberries, but some of those chemicals are linked to making your butt bigger, and I just don't need that. So I wait till they're in season. You know what I'm saying? And I'm getting them organic. Yes, I'm that girl that gets them all organic. So yes and no is the answer to your question.
So
am I allowed to cuss? Am I allowed to cuss on your program?
Absolutely. I do not censor anyone. This is your voice to the world. So if you drop a few F-bombs, hey, we'll just label it explicit and keep it moving.
Lovely. I am your green, pain in the ass blogger. That's what you could call me.
I love it. All right. As a kid, Leah, what was your dream ideal career?
Oh, that's funny. I wanted to be a coroner, which is the opposite of what I do today. That sounds so weird, but it's totally true. I wanted to be a coroner, but I couldn't pass chemistry. And the reason I couldn't pass chemistry wasn't because I wasn't smart enough. We just had the crappiest chemistry teacher in my high school. And so instead of going into science directly, I was always interested in communicating the science. What are they saying? And then communicating it to the world. And so today, if you think about what I do, I'm still working around science, but I'm communicating it
differently.
Instead of working in that lab. It's different, but it's different, but it's the same. So it's kind of like a sidebar monster, or something like that. Or a cheerleader. I guess you could call me a cheerleader. But I'm a cheerleader for those independent scientists, the ones that don't make as much money and, work in either Europe or for nonprofits or work for, the government or something like that doing things. But I totally fangirl over those independent scientists because I love what they do.
Awesome. All right. Where did Mamavation come from?
So Mamavation came from that idea where I'm a mom and I also needed motivation to do things. So it's mom and motivation and innovation. Those were those words that I was thinking of when I created the, Mamavation and the platform. And this is our 9th year. So my website is 9 years old. Wow. Now I've been around for 13 years in social media, but that website is 9 years old. And so Mamavation is about, like, if you think of me, think of the word eco-wellness. So we're sustainable, but we're also primarily about wellness. And when you put those two worlds together, it's all about how to avoid things that are disruptive to your hormones. How to avoid things that are bad for behavioral problems in children, things that make you fat without having to eat calories, things that cause cancer, of course, things that may rob you of being able to have children one day, things like ADHD, depression, anxiety. All of these things are linked to chemicals that we find ourselves, in our environment every single day. So my website is about how to not drive yourself crazy, first of all, and then how to do this and make it make sense in your life, in your family, in your time.
Sounds like a plan. All right, you guys. So we're going to take a brief break. When we come back, we're going to talk more with Leah about this new book, Green Enough, and talk about some of that inspiration behind the book and, of course, where you guys can get it. So hang tight. We'll be right back. You spend 1/3 of your life sleeping. Why not make it comfortable with Casper? Ash Brown here from Ash Said It Daily. Casper products are cleverly designed to mimic human curves, providing supportive comfort for all body types. When I'm touring around the world, there's always one important detail missing: my Casper bed. I can't wait to get home for a restful night's sleep. There's nothing like it. The experts at Casper work tirelessly to make a quality sleep surface that cradles your natural geometry in all the right places. The prices are affordable because Casper cuts out the middleman and sells directly to you. They're all designed, developed, and assembled right here in the U.S. Don't forget about Casper's 100-night risk-free Sleep On It trial. Get $50 towards select mattresses by visiting casper.com/ash and using ASH, ASH, at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Get your Casper mattress for a restful night. Visit casper.com/ash. Promo code ASH. Welcome back to the Ash Said It Daily podcast show. I'm your host, Ash Brown. We are talking to Leah, the beautiful Leah, author of Green Enough. That's what we're jumping into, Leah. Where did the inspiration behind this project come from?
So Green Enough is basically my life in a sense. And it's me noticing, what's happening around me. My father died of a rare form of cancer called mesothelioma. And it's when you have asbestos in your life, that's the cancer that you can get. It's called mesothelioma. So I lost my father, and then I lost my aunt and my uncle, and then I lost those two uncles from cancer, and then another uncle to, pharmaceutical stuff from pharmaceuticals. And so my life has just, all the happiness that I had in my life with my family, and all of the amazing things that comes out of being part of a big family, and all the cousins and the this and the that. So when people in my world started dying, it started opening my eyes to why this happened. And, if you start researching cancer, what you start realizing right away is the people that are getting cancer are not the people that have genes to get cancer. There's something else happening that's flipping it in our world that creates all this. And then when you realize it's not just cancer, hormones are a bigger thing. So the book that I wrote, Green Enough, would primarily concentrate on hormone-disrupting chemicals. And these are chemicals that can disrupt things like your behavior and make you have poor impulse control. Kind of think about children who are really, really hyperactive. Those things are linked to these kind of chemicals. Infertility is another thing that's linked to these kind of chemicals. How your metabolism works, if you're fat or skinny or what have you, those things are linked to these kind of chemicals. And at the end of the world, at the end of your life, then you see the big C, cancer. And so writing this book was, to me, it's kind of like, I read these green books all the time, and they're so incredibly boring, and it's just, I didn't want to write a book that was just another boring green book. So what I did was, I basically took my personality and put it in the book. So you will hear 4-letter words. I'll be cussing like a sailor in this book. I will also be explaining things in a very eccentric way, because I am eccentric, and I'll be describing things so that you're entertained and you remember it. Because to me, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing, is remembering these things, as opposed to just reading them and it going in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, that's definitely a big plus. Yeah, I think when people connect with things, when it's personal like that, and I think when it comes from a humble place, like you're saying, from, talking about your family life and the things that you've had to deal with and to go through, not wanting other people to have to go through it. So I commend you on that. That's a big
thank you, my dear. And at the end of the day, what I would really like to say is I'm selfish about my sleep. Because if I don't do something, you know what I mean? If there's something out there that I can do and I don't do it, I can't sleep at night.
Yeah.
So really all of the cool things that I do are based on me being selfish because I really like my sleep. Which I don't know if everybody can relate to, but really that's the end of it. My friends always laugh at me about all the things that I do, and I'm like, I really just like my sleep. I slept really well that night.
Last but certainly not least, Leah, what do you want people to know about living green?
Okay, the most important thing to remember about living green is that, there's so many different ways that you can live green. Mm-hmm. You can be more sustainable and think about recycling. You can do all of these other things, but my form of green is about avoiding hormone disrupting chemicals. Mm-hmm. So if you think about it, I'm the girl that's concerned with things like BPA. I'm concerned with things like pesticides. I'm concerned with things like phthalates. And these are real weird words, but they're chemicals that we have that we're surrounded by that impact our hormones. And who cares about hormones? Well, you will care about hormones if you have children and you're trying to keep them from killing each other or listening in school and doing well. You will care about your hormones if you care about your weight. You will care about your hormones if you don't want to have diabetes. You care about your hormones when you don't want to have inflammation. So it's not. Don't think of it about as cancer, because cancer is 20, 30 years from now. Think about all these things about my hormones today and how it's impacting my world today. And that's why I wrote the book, because we're impacted by all of these chemicals around us. But what is real and what is not real? And that's kind of here's the book, here's what you should worry about, and here's the things you don't need to worry about. And here it's packaged in a way that's going to get you to laugh as opposed to wanting to cry and, curl up in a little ball. Yeah. And just here it is, girl, tell it like it is. This is what you need to avoid, and this is what you shouldn't be caring about. And then the big thing to remember is this happens in your time, in your family, in your way. Yeah. So there's no rush. You know what I'm saying? If you do things too quickly, you're going to get mutiny at home. You got to do things in your family that make sense for you. And, my site, Mamavation, our community is really, really supportive of people that are taking things a thing at a time. That's how I recommend people to do it, because there's so much to do. It's more this is not a sprint. This is a marathon. So it's a lifestyle where you're constantly getting better. And so, welcome to the group. Welcome to the green world. We're really not that weird, but, we are kind of weird. But we're a lot of fun, that's for sure.
I would definitely say that. Leah, thank you so much for joining us today. You are a bundle of energy. I just love it. Keep up the good work.
Actually, I appreciate it.
What's the best way for people to get more information and, of course, to get the book?
So you can, if you search Green Enough, you can find it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, what have you. Amazon is probably the easiest place to find it, so it's Green Enough. And it's Green Enough, eat better, live cleaner, be happier, all without driving your family crazy. And then you can also find me on mamavation.com, spelled MAMAVATION, mamavation.com. And thanks for having me on.
Not a problem. And we appreciate you guys for downloading the show. Keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face and tell them, don't believe me, just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for. We're doing this for the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is way better. Until next time, you guys.